I always wanted to direct. I mean, I had directed theater, and I always wanted to direct film. But, doing All in the Family, I was like 8 years. So, you can't really direct film while you're doing that. That you're committed as an actor. And so I always wanted to do that. And then when I got off of All in the Family, it was a weird time, and they don't have that now. Now, actors and directors, they jump between TV and movies. Everybody can kind of go between. In those days, like, if you're on TV, you're like a second-class citizen. Mm-hmm. Royalty was like movies, the movie people, and the TV people were like peons, you couldn't go and make a movie. So it was a hard transition for me to go from that to making, films, because they wanted me to recreate the character with Sally's brothers. They give it a lot of money and a spin-off kind of thing, and I wanted to do something else. So it was a very tough transition. But
well, you snuck under the guard wire of movies by making a new genre, a mock rockumentary. Yeah,
that's what was weird, because, I was raised on improvisation. Harry and Chris and Michael, that's what we do. I mean, and so we had this idea to do a documentary about a rock and roll band on tour. And I made a deal with a company to write a screenplay, and the four of us sat down, we started writing the screenplay, and we realized there's no way in screenplay form we're going to be able to communicate what this thing is, because it's, a satire of a documentary. So I told the guy, I said, look, give me the money that you were going to pay us for the screenplay. I'll make a little bit of the movie for you, and you'll see what it is. So I made like a 20-minute thing where I had some concert footage, I had some interviews, some backstage stuff, I put it together, and he said, no, I don't like this. And so we went for years trying to get somebody to agree to make the film. So it took a while. Here's the funny thing about Spinal Tap, is the guy who shot it is a guy named Peter Smokler. He shot that movie, and the reason I wanted him is because he had shot a whole bunch of rock and roll documentaries. And, he was actually at Altamont, where it was a very famous thing where the Rolling Stones and one of the Hells Angels killed somebody, and there was a very sad thing. So I wanted him because I knew he knew how to shoot rock and roll documentaries and backstage. And the whole time we're shooting the film, he keeps saying to me, what's funny about this? This is not funny. This is what they do. I said, yeah, it's a little bent. But that was we knew it was kind of funny. Stevie, you must know, satire, sometimes it doesn't land exactly right.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't land, and so you're nervous that people won't get what you're trying to do, because when we first showed the movie in Texas, people didn't know what the heck it was. And that people would come up to me and say, I don't understand why you would make a movie about a band that nobody ever heard of and one that's so bad. Why wouldn't you make a movie about a good band? I mean, it was like they just didn't get.
Did you do the introduction at the top when you do this thing? Was that always in there? Because that's sort of like the introduction, like what you're about to see is a comedy.
Yeah, I know, but the people didn't. For some reason, they didn't. It took us many years for people to catch up to Spinal Tap.